Hi, this is Pastor Stephen Browers from Emmanuel Lutheran Church, coming with this week's devotion. It comes from Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. I think that we all know in our society there are so many people that are being unkind right now. Just mean. It's almost like a badge of honor if you can say something mean about somebody else and call it telling the truth or whatever. It used to be that we tried to treat one another with kindness. Maybe we did complain about them at home, but not in public. Now it's like it's happening at home and in public. I don't understand why that happens, but I do know that God wants us to live a different way as Christians. I want to go through these and talk about what they mean. First, it says compassion. What does it mean to have compassion for another person? It means that you think about what they're going through. It means that you care more about them than about yourself. And I'm not saying that we're all going to agree on some of these big issues that are going on, or we're not going to agree on a lot of things. Compassion means to understand where that person is coming from. I think about St. Paul. He talks about how he always tries to become like another person in order to win them over, right? He said, if one person won't eat meat, I'm not going to eat meat around them because I want to win them over. I became like a Jew to the Jews. He talks about, I think that involves compassion, to think about what another person needs. Because in order to, if you want to think about it in a different way, if you want people to agree with you or to come to your side, one of the best ways of doing it is by having compassion, helping them to know you care about where they're coming from in order to bring them over to your side. Compassion is so important. We really have to think about what people are going through right now, and that they might be feeling a lot differently than we are. Kindness. Again, what does kindness mean? Saying nice things to people. It's not just, I'll jump ahead. Gentleness is something else. It says gentleness is sort of what I think it's how you say it, and kindness is what you say. And both are really important. Because I just want you to think about when somebody says something nice, kind to you, that makes you feel good. And that's what I think God wants us to do to others all day long. But think about when someone says something unkind to you. That can just ruin your day. It can really be hard. But you can do all that you can to take it back, to bring light into other people's darkness. Sometimes when I come home from work for lunch or at the end of the day, I can just tell that there have been arguments at home. My wife is unhappy, my kids are quiet and not doing anything, not saying anything, and I can just tell something bad has happened. And it puts me in a bad mood. I can just feel it. So what are my options? I can just let that bad mood overcome me, and do this, or I can seek to be kind. I can seek to be compassionate and gentle with them, bring a little bit of light into their lives. Now, it may not change everything, but I have to understand that I have this opportunity to really make a difference in their lives. And think of what you could do. Even if you don't see a lot of people today, even in your own family, being kind and gentle with them, how you say things really can make a huge difference in their lives. Especially right now, we have to understand that we're all going through a lot. Being kind and gentle in our words and our actions can make all the difference. It talks about humility. Humility means to think, maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I haven't read every article there is to read on this particular subject. So be willing to read other articles, not to find out what's wrong with them, but to think, hey, is there something here? Is there something here that can fill in a hole in my understanding? It doesn't mean you're going to always come out and say, I've changed my mind. Of course not. Humility, though, means I don't know everything. I can't know everything. but there are other people with great ideas that I want to listen to and really see if they have something to add to this conversation. Finally, it talks about patience. Patience with other people. They're not always going to be kind to you. Even though they're Christian, they're not always going to be kind. Because think about it, as a Christian yourself, you're not always kind. So we have to be patient with ourselves as well. Patience can be such a freeing thing because it says, you know what, I wasn't kind, I wanted to be, but I'm going to give myself another chance, right? I'm going to understand that I'm not always going to do the right thing. I'm not always going to say the right thing, but I'm not going to give up. And we're not going to give up on ourselves. We're not going to give up on other people as well. I believe as Christians, as Americans, that we're all in this together. Patience with one another is going to be that thing. We're not going to just give up. We're not just going to say, well, the heck with you. I'm not going to bother worrying about your feelings anymore. I don't have to be kind to you anymore. I don't have to think about you. I know more than you, right? Patience says, no, I'm going to keep holding you close because you matter to me. Because that's how God treats us. God treats us in the same way by being patient with us, forgiving us again and again and again. So I pray that you can bring the light into other people's world this week. Just a reminder that church is open for those who want to come on 8:30 and 10:30. We have masks available. We have social distancing in place, all kinds of things to do our best to keep everyone in our community safe. And then also, it's on Facebook Live. If you don't want to come, I completely understand. You can continue to watch us on Facebook Live at 8:30 and 10:30, and it's always posted on Facebook after that as well. And this Sunday at 1 o'clock, we have our semi-annual meeting too. So if you can be there, that would be great. Thanks so much for joining me today, and God bless you.